Welcome back to another video for the Linux series. This video, I'll be going over file and directory management within Linux. So I'll be doing a few things, just going over the Linux terminal, navigating the file system within Linux, as well as creating files and moving files within a Linux system as well. So what I'll do first, just go over using the Linux system in general, and I'm actually going to launch here. Let's see. Go. Again. It shouldn't take too long. All right, perfect. So then let's turn that. Favorites. Perfect. So I don't have to. And close that up. Here. Right, perfect. And let's actually maximize this. So now I'm just going to customize the terminal just a bit, just for a few things, right? Now, as we can see, there's three icons here at the top part of the terminal window. You got the search, which is right here, which is magnifying glass here. You got the menu. Then you have, that should have the tabs here. Usually it's on the right side, but I guess it's here for this particular environment. But nonetheless, let's open up the menu here so we can make our changes. Let's go back. That's not what I wanted. Let's see. Make it out here, actually. Let me close this out. There it is. Okay. There it is. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to change it from dark to light. All right, perfect. And then I'm going to click here. Actually, it's going to clone it. All right. Change this, and then now we're going to clone, so we're going to have our own profile. Right. Make sure that's clicked here. And I want to change custom font. Let's see, on the space regular, that's typically fine, but I want to make it a bit bigger. Perfect. All right, so that's good. All right, so I don't want this or need it. Right, and let's take a look. Okay. Now I want to make work the default, so make it default here. Now it's set. So we're good to go here. So I'll just close this out. I'll actually close this as well. Then I'll just relaunch it. Right. All right, perfect. So now I'm just going to navigate the Linux file system now that I've customized my very own profile under work. All right, so what I'm going to do is just pretty much just go over Linux commands and the terminal to navigate the file system within Linux. And then I'm also going to go over the folder hierarchy and create or remove directories in the Linux file system as well. So first, I'm going to get started with a few basic commands navigating the file system. All right, so I'm going to start with pwd here. Okay, now that's not right. I think I misclicked somewhere. There it is. Perfect. All right, perfect. So now it just shows me that pretty much just displaying the actual path of the directory, right? Telling me that, the root directory that's on the hard drive, which is home. And then, as you can see, I'm also logged in as the administrator. Let's take a look at the list of files that we have here. We have books, desktop documents, downloads, music, pictures, public, snap templates, videos, just pretty much all the subdirectories that are available in the current directory that I'm in as far as home, right? As far as the home folder. So let's actually change directory to books. Let's take a look there. So now that we're in books, all right, so now I'm just going to take a look here. All right, perfect, just to confirm where I'm at. So now we can change it again. All right, perfect. And that's not bad. PWD again. All right, perfect. All right, perfect. So we're exactly where I want to be. All right, perfect. So let's change directories and perfect. So change it again. All right, perfect. So we're good there. So now I'm back in a home directory. So now, of course, as I've mentioned many times before, I love a good clean screen. I'm just going to clear it out. All right, so now I'm just going to create directories in the Linux file system here. So get started with that. Let's see here. So I'm going to make a new directory for contracts. All right, perfect. Let's take a look at our list here, not over in there. All right, perfect. So we can see the new subdirectory that we just created with contracts. So perfect. Perfect. So we're on the right track. So we just created a new one. Now we're actually going to remove it. Remove it, pretty much same principle. We're just changing the first portion of the command. So remove directory contracts. Then we're going to list again. And as you can see now, when I take a look at the list for the home directory, it does not have the subdirectory contracts listed anymore. So I've added it, created it rather, and now I've removed it just to showcase what that looks like. So now what I'm going to do is create additional files in the Linux file system here, just a few commands. Well, actually more than a few, but first thing I'm going to do is just create and view some files using these, some simple commands. Some I've used before, some I haven't really so much. So I'm just going to start with this one here. Okay, that's not where. So the click. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right, perfect. So let's get started with this command. Make sure it's get wired. Update. What get update? Not asking for a password yet. Perfect. All right, it's done. Okay, yep, I sure do. All right, so really what it does, as far as the command I just entered, it's updating Ubuntu. And the sudo command just allows whomever is entering the command as the user, which is myself in this case, to perform the task I'm going to do now with elevated privileges. So just waiting for it to finish up, then I'll be able to move forward. I'll start with just changing the directory to where I'll be able to find some documents to be able to, again, create some files, view some files, that we can take a look at how we can navigate through the Linux environment to do so. Let's see. Okay, come on. Let's finish here. Shouldn't take too much longer. Okay. I'll just put you guys on the other side so the video won't be too long. Last time I did, it took just a few minutes. So now that's finally done, I could go ahead and get started. Okay, let's change that. All right, so now we're in the document subdirectory. So let's take a look at the list here. All right. Calendar, text, permanent, package management tools. user add. Right, so we got a nice nice couple different text files. So just going to touch here. All right, so let's pick up the list. Okay, perfect. So it looks like my text file was added if you see the list. And what I did with the touch command, right, it's used to create a new file that I did. Well, in this case, example one text file. So now we can see that it's also listed in the subdirectory for documents. All right, so now I'm going to use the next command. All right. Perfect. So now I've used what Nano does, it allows me to open up a text editor, as we can see here, that I named example two text. So I'm just going to type something in it, which I've done on numerous videos in Linux. I'm just going to showcase this video. Mhm. And it's fine that it kind of doesn't wrap around to the next line. It's still all there. All right, perfect. And as you can see, it is still all there, even so it's all on one line, and it just pretty much doesn't show on the screen all at once. But nonetheless, now that I have it in there, my text, I'm just going to get out, Control O, Control X, out. Oh, there it is. Perfect, perfect. Now I'm outside of the file, so now I'm just going to create a file using the Vim editor, which is not installed by default in Ubuntu. So I'm going to actually get that taken care of. So vim password, maybe because I already put it in before. It did not. Here we go. Yes. Perfect. I love when it doesn't take long. Perfect. There we go. So get started. Free text file. Perfect. So I'm going to do another text. This time I have to make sure I click I for insert so I can begin typing. And then I'll say, I can spell it correctly, this is an example, right, of a file created using the Vim editor. Perfect. Perfect. And now I can, let's see. Okay. And there it is. Perfect. So now we're back at the document directory. So now I'm just going to concatenate our example text, our example three text. All right. Perfect. So now it just pretty much is just it displayed for me the contents of the file, which was the text I just placed inside the text file, for example, three. And now I'm just going to clear that out. Now let's see if everything is working how I like. Because I love a clean screen, right? At least it's not looking so convoluted whenever I'm continuously writing commands. So now what I'm going to do is just move in, create some files, move some files, and create some links rather. Because typically when a selected file is linked to another file, usually the hard linked file is a copy, right, of the selected file, and it will have access to all the data and available in the original file typically. So if the selected file is deleted, then the hard link file will still have access to the data, right? So let's say when a selected file is soft linked to another file, right? The soft link will act as a reference to the selected file, and it will not have access to the data in the original file, if that makes any sense. Now, if the selected file is deleted, right, then the soft link will be referenced to a file that does not exist, unfortunately, at that time. So as I mentioned, I'm just going to move and view some files using a few more Linux commands going forward. So let's actually change our, darn it, I keep incorrectly. I don't know, every time I get to do something, it starts doing that, but nonetheless, let's change our directory. Perfect. Now, instead of documents, we're in books. And now let's take a look at this text here. Right, actually, and if you don't notice the difference initially, you'll see that the difference between the Dracula.txt and the other Dracula.txt is the uppercase D for Dracula, and the second time I typed it, and a lowercase d for Dracula the first time that I typed it. But nonetheless, I put both there just to showcase that the CP command that I've entered at the beginning of the command, all right, it's just going to create a copy file named Dracula, initially the lowercase Dracula for the text file, and then rename it to the uppercase D Dracula text file within the same directory, of course. So now I'm going to do it again with a few others. So let's do Frankenstein. All right. Perfect. Perfect. There we go. Do the same with this here. Perfect. And then let's take a look at the list. Perfect. So we got Frankenstein updated. We are good to go. Now, since it's not in, we changed Dracula in the books directory, so we wouldn't see it here, but under the documents directory, we changed Frankenstein. It looks like it has been effectively changed or updated rather to an uppercase. So just going to do it again with a few more. Let's see, actually let's change directory first. All right, so now this time, I'm going to actually remove the Dracula text. Just showcase what I've mentioned about moving files. So let's take a look at the list for books. Now we still see the Frankenstein, but again, I updated Frankenstein as far as the uppercase name for the text file in the document directory, not in the books directory. So in the books directory, we see Dracula. That text, at least the name of the text file, has been updated to an uppercase D. So let's actually start to move our Dracula files. Let's do, it's not the right. There it is. Perfect. Let me just take a look. Perfect. So now it's back down to the lowercase Dracula text file, at least the name of it. All right. So now that we've showcased that, let's go ahead and clear it out. All right. So now I'm just going to create some hard links and some soft links as well. So to get started with that, let's see. Reopen it. All right. So first one, make sure I spell Frankenstein correctly. Okay, perfect. Okay. That's because I'm not in the books file properly. Yeah, all right, my mistake. So let's go back to books directory. Right. So, there we go. Perfect. So I can continue the next one. Perfect. So let me do this one too. All right, perfect. So the ln command that I entered initially here, after I make sure I change the directory back to books, it created a hard link, right, for the lowercase Frankenstein text file to the uppercase Frankenstein text file. This allows me to refer to the same file contents on the system, regardless of how the file name, put this out, regardless of how the file name is typed. And you can also notice that the endnote number would be the same as well. Now, files that are hard linked will have the same endnote number, right? And another file with the same content may not be created. So let's take a look at, again, and their permissions. All right, so let's actually remove Frankenstein, well, the uppercase Frankenstein. All right, and then let's take a look at the list again. It's a little different this time. Okay, now we don't see the uppercase Frankenstein anymore. Perfect. So I just pretty much removed the hard link to the uppercase Frankenstein text, and the command I just used, the ls minus la, was used just to pretty much verify the removal of the hard link for the uppercase text file for Frankenstein in particular. And we noticed that from my last command that the hard link file is now removed here. All right, so I'm just gonna do something else here real quick. Okay, something else really quickly here. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, perfect. All right, not too bad. All right, so look here at this list. Okay, that's what I wanted. So pretty much what the LNS did initially here, um, I just created a soft link really for the lowercase Dracula text file to the uppercase Dracula text file. And you'll notice that the line entry for the uppercase Dracula text once I execute the ls command in particular. So now I'm just going to remove it again. And for the uppercase. All right. What are you doing? Right there it is. Now you want to work. All right, perfect. So initially what I did here is I removed the soft link typically for the uppercase Dracula text file, then the ls-l command I use to verify the removal of the soft link again for the uppercase Dracula text file. And now we see that the soft link is removed also. All right, so I'm just going to change directories again. All right, back to desktop. All right, so now we're at the desktop. So let's list the things here. All right, perfect. So let's list again. Permissions. All right. All right, perfect. So it just again created a soft link initially with the LNS to the uppercase Dracula text file to the desktop. So let me minimize this just to show what I did. And as you can see, I created the Dracula text file to the desktop. Now you can see it manifested itself on the home page of the environment. So let's actually open it up just to see what's in it. Okay, you can open. Okay. Normally it would show the contents of the Dracula text file, at least the uppercase Dracula text file. For some reason, it's not opening for us, but that's fine. It probably maybe just taking a while, and I'm not going to make this any longer because this is the last exercise of this video. Just for a brief recap, I just went over some file and directory management within Linux, right? Utilized the Linux terminal, navigated the file system for Linux, created some files and moved files and created some links as well, soft and hard links. Also, again, this brings us to the end of this particular video, but I'll be doing many, many more for this Linux series. Can't wait to see you on the next one. In the meantime, stay curious, stay secure.